Hello again and thanks for joining. So today we've got a real heavyweight to have a look at. It's a vintage Märklin model. It's number 3066 in their range and it represents one of these really heavyweight Nohab diesel locomotives. This one is in the Belgian Railways livery of this green and yellow stripes. Looks really good and very purposeful as well. I got this at Model Rail Scotland second hand from Ellis Clark Trains and it cost me £25, but we'll check it out anyway and see what we've got. So one thing's for sure with this model, it is really heavy. Metal body and metal chassis. It's really got some presence to it. And it's also quite a chunky looking diesel locomotive as well. At the front it's got this lovely curve around here with these stripes and the three lights here, which I think these two at the bottom, maybe all three are illuminated. But you will notice that the lining isn't so well masked off. It has some problems on it, but it is quite solid, that colour of yellow on this dark green. Some of it has been worn off over time, like this down the bottom here. Here we have two metal buffers, which are extra pieces that have been put in here, and you can see the metal coupling hanging out here, which is attached to the bogie. Windows are very close to being flush fit, but not quite, and they're not that clear either, so can't really see inside, but we don't have an interior in this model. There does seem to be a windscreen wiper moulded into the plastic at this point, and as we start to look down the side of this locomotive, these ribs on the side of this diesel are very characteristic of this class, as is these grills running the whole length of the side of the locomotive. These are actually mesh which has been inserted into here, so it looks very convincing. Really good work on those grills, and these little windows here have glazing in them as well. They almost look like fisheye or something like maybe you'd find on a ship. We even have metal handrails here, and these are still very chrome even though this is a very old model. Some of the transfers have worn off here. This one is almost gone, but you can still see that it has some numbers here and the running number of the locomotive here. So they're very clear transfers, nicely printed. And then down this end we have some more transfers here as well. Up on the roof we've got some good rivet detail and these very characterful 4 fans here as well. But all these hatches have got really nice rivet detail on them. And then looking at the bogies, this one has the typical Märklin 3-rail skid hanging down, which I don't personally like, but it's there nonetheless. And these bogies are actually made out of plastic, but there is some nice deep relief like these steps here, but some of it is a bit lacking, probably indicative of the age of this locomotive, but it does have spring detail and axle boxes and brake gear, which isn't too bad at all. On the middle we've got this fuel tank with some steps and a little piece moulded into it, as well as this part here which has got some moulded detail as well. And then obviously this is a driven bogie. You can see that it has quite large gears hanging down the bottom here, all made of metal as well, so this is very robust. So I think we should maybe have a look and see what it's like inside. So as suspected, it is an AC unit and we have the switcher for the direction here, but we do have lights at both ends of this locomotive, just one single light bulb which is transmitted to the 3 lights with a piece of plastic inside the body shell. What is noticeable here is the size of this motor and also the construction of it. A metal outside casing here and a very big coil here as well, so this is really designed to last a long time. The rest of the chassis is a single piece which has been bent up into this shape here. So overall, quite a simple chassis but very robust and is likely to last a very long time, I think. Anyway, let's get this back together and we'll put it on the scales and see how much it weighs. So as we thought, quite heavy, it's 575 grams. So this vintage Märklin model, it's certainly going to take no prisoners whatsoever. It's such a robustly made and heavy model that I'm sure it's going to last for years to come, even though it's already quite vintage. Some of the painting on the lining of this model isn't that great, but you have to forgive it because this is a very old model. But what really stands out is the lettering and the fact that it's a really rich green colour which has been very well applied here. The mechanics seem absolutely bomb-proof as well, but because this is 16 volt AC, not everybody has those kind of railway layouts, so this has got a very limited amount of people who could actually run this locomotive. However, if you were to opt for something like this or another from Märklin of this era, you'll have this model for the rest of your life, I suspect, because I don't think anything's going to be able to destroy this one. So let me know what you thought about my analysis of this model in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think about this old diesel, and if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel. I'll put this on the turntable so you can see all the way around, and coming up on screen in a moment will be a link to another video. If you click on that, I'll see you over there. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See ya.